The goal would be to form deeper relationships with these home builders so that they're sending us more of these deals once they know that, okay, because these guys are vertically integrated, they can deliver these lots for like a few $1,000s less than the next guy can.
What do you see next for Dorado? What direction do you think you guys are going to head over the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so I mean, running and pivoting a development firm is kind of like turning a container ship, right? Like, so I mean, we've started this pivot to lot development in 2022 from condo and vertical development, and we're probably going to finish that transition in 2026 finally. Like, be out of all of our vertical stuff, be fully vertically integrated for all the horizontal work, have like the equipment and all that, and now we'll really be ready to hit the ground running on developing basically subdivisions for home builders. So that's kind of my goal, is to take Dorado Capital to the place where it's the best provider of single family home lots for home builders in Virginia and hopefully the Mid-Atlantic. That's kind of how I set it up and what I'm aiming for. Yeah.
That is awesome. What kind of steps are you going to take to get there? Like, that's some scale right there. Like, what are you going to start building out your team? Are you like, you got to get past these projects first?
Yep.
And then what do you think your next, just from as a business owner, I'm curious of like what kind of steps you have in place to get there to see that scale.
Yeah, so I mean, this year alone, like, we've brought on like maybe 10 to 12 new team members on the construction side, so like actually operating the equipment and things like that. We've bought like several $100,000 worth of equipment from auction, like off-road dump trucks, bulldozers, different rollers, like different things that you need for the site work. And the goal would be kind of, as we sell these projects, to spend some of that capital into building out that fleet even further, so that we have the capability of doing multiple projects at the same time using our equipment. And it helps with the depreciation as well, so it's tax advantage to kind of do that. And then the goal would be to form deeper relationships with these home builders so that they're sending us more of these deals once they know that, okay, because these guys are vertically integrated, they can deliver these lots for like a few $1,000s less than the next guy can. They'll send us more of these deals. We'll have our pick of which ones we want to do, and and that's how I'd envision expanding.
Yeah, you could decide which ones you guys are going to build on and keep, versus like just sell off. So you can still build your investment portfolio while you're making a lot of capital. Flipping the land essentially.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What advice would you give for aspiring developers? Let's say someone getting out of college that is interested in development. Maybe they don't have a lot of capital, like just your typical college student getting out, interested in real estate development. What sort of advice would you give them to get in the game, get started?
Sure, yeah. I would definitely say, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because this was kind of my path, but finding like a small shop in a big city that's like involved in development, like you'll be learning a lot. It'll be super fast paced. You could do it maybe in a smaller city, but the deal flow is just not going to be as the same. There's not going to be as many things going on. And, you can take those skills and then transfer them to pretty much any small city in America.
Right. Well, what about someone who wants to do a deal, is ready to do a deal? They have some level of knowledge, but they don't have any capital. What should they do?
So if you have knowledge and like, you could get maybe a GC license or at least know how to, like, you're in a state where you could just operate it kind of as an owner operator or an owner manager and just like manage the trades and then find like either a private lender. I would just start with like a single house kind of, and that's how you can learn, okay, here's the permitting process, here's like all the different permits that you need, here's all the different trades that are involved, and here's this area, and like that's how the permitting department in that city will also get to know you, and that's how you'll start to hear about, okay, different projects that you could go after.
Awesome.
And then joining the Home Builders Association of your local area is also extremely important.
And there's one of those in most like mid-sized to larger cities. Like there's those. We've had another guest on the podcast that said that was instrumental to his success, is joining the Home Builders Association, and then all of, especially like dealing with land, all of the connections and stuff that he had made through that with lenders and construction people and investors, etc., was just like a game changer for him.